Welcome to Story Sprouts, where imagination and magic grow every day. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's magical story. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, there was a peaceful and prosperous land known as Everbright. The people of Everbright were kind-hearted and hard-working, and they lived in harmony with nature. At the heart of the kingdom stood a grand castle, home to the royal family. The king and queen, who were beloved by the people, had one daughter, Princess Amara. Princess Amara was unlike any other royal. She had golden hair that sparkled like the sun, eyes as blue as the sky, and a heart full of love for the people she served. From a very young age, she showed wisdom beyond her years. She would spend her days helping the poor, comforting those in distress, and visiting the villages to ensure that no one went hungry. The people adored their princess, and in return, she cherished them. She believed that a ruler's true strength came not from power or wealth, but from the love and respect of the people. But, as with all fairy tales, there was a shadow that loomed over the kingdom. Princess Amara's relatives, the Duke and Duchess of Grimwood, were greedy and corrupt. They were much more interested in wealth and power than in the well-being of the kingdom's citizens. The Duke and Duchess lived in a grand manor, far away from the heart of the kingdom, but their influence was felt everywhere. The Duke was a man driven by ambition and pride. He sought to control every aspect of Everbright, not out of love for the kingdom, but to satisfy his insatiable hunger for riches. The Duchess, his wife, was no different. She cared for nothing but her own luxurious lifestyle. Together, they formed a powerful duo of greed and selfishness, ignoring the needs of the people around them. One day, a terrible storm struck Everbright. The winds howled, the skies darkened, and the rivers rose high, flooding the land. Many homes were washed away, and the crops were ruined. People cried out for help, but the Duke and Duchess of Grimwood, as always, turned a blind eye. Instead of offering aid, they saw an opportunity to further their wealth. "Why waste our resources helping the poor?" the Duke sneered. "We can make them pay for the help they need. Let them give us what little they have left, and we will save them. In the end, we will grow richer." The Duchess agreed, her eyes gleaming with excitement. "The people are desperate. They will do anything to survive. Let us make them trade their last treasures for a roof over their heads." As the storm raged on, the people of Everbright were forced to surrender their most precious belongings to the Duke and Duchess in exchange for food, water, and shelter. The Duke and Duchess took what they wanted, keeping the wealth for themselves while the people suffered. It was a cruel and heartless act, and the people began to grow resentful. When Princess Amara heard of what had happened, her heart broke. She could not believe that her relatives would act in such a way. She knew that the people needed help, not more oppression. The princess was determined to right the wrongs her relatives had done. She knew she could not do it alone, but she also knew she had the strength and the love of the people to guide her. Amara began her journey by visiting the villages most affected by the storm. She saw the damage firsthand and spoke to the people, who told her of the Duke and Duchess's greed. The princess's heart ached as she heard their stories of loss and suffering, but she also saw the resilience in their eyes. The people of Everbright were strong, and together they could rebuild their kingdom. The princess returned to the castle and went to her vault. There, she found the treasures her family had accumulated over the years: jewels, gold, and fine clothing. Instead of keeping these riches for herself, Amara decided to give them away. She took the gold coins and the precious jewels and set off to the villages, determined to help the people rebuild their lives. As she traveled, the people of Everbright began to gather around her, their hearts filled with hope. They had never seen a royal so selfless, so willing to sacrifice everything for their well-being. Amara distributed the riches among the people, helping them rebuild their homes and restart their farms. She used her own wealth to ensure that no one went without food or shelter, and she promised to stay by their side until the kingdom was restored to its former glory. When the Duke and Duchess learned of Amara's actions, they were furious. They had never seen their niece act so boldly, and they felt their power slipping away. They summoned her to their manor and demanded that she stop her efforts to help the people. "You are the princess," the Duke said in a cold, harsh tone. "You belong to us. You will do as we say, or we will take everything from you." Princess Amara stood tall, her eyes unwavering. "I belong to the people of Everbright, not to you," she said firmly. "You have exploited them for too long, and I will not stand by and watch as you take more from them." The Duchess sneered. "You are just a foolish girl, thinking you can change everything. The people are weak. They will always need us." "No," Amara replied softly. "The people are strong. They have shown me their courage, and now I will show them mine. We'll fight for them, not for wealth or power, but for justice." The Duke and Duchess were enraged, but there was nothing they could do to stop her. The people rallied behind the princess, and soon word spread across the kingdom. The people of Everbright united, standing together against the greed and corruption of the Duke and Duchess. The princess led them in rebuilding the kingdom, one stone at a time. The poor were no longer treated as beneath notice, and the kingdom flourished as the people shared everything with one another. In time, the Duke and Duchess were exposed for their cruelty, and their wealth was taken from them to rebuild the kingdom. They were sent away, far from Everbright, never to return. And as for Princess Amara, she became known as the Princess of the People, a ruler beloved by all. The kingdom thrived under her leadership, and the people learned that true wealth was not measured in gold and jewels, but in kindness, love, and unity. Princess Amara's legacy lived on, reminding everyone that no matter how dark the storm, a kind heart could always lead the way to brighter days. And so, Everbright remained a kingdom of peace, where love and compassion ruled, and where Princess Amara's spirit guided the people for generations to come. Watching Story Sprouts. We hope you had fun and felt the magic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you can join us for more amazing stories and adventures. See you next time, little adventurers!